Welcome to the deep dive. Ever feel like you're just drowning in text, trying to find that one specific piece of information?
Oh, absolutely. Like finding a needle in a haystack. Yeah.
Totally. Well, today we're going to dig into a technique that, you often see in tests like the IELTS, but honestly, it's a bit of a superpower for everyday reading too. It's called mashing features.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission really is to pull out the key bits from our source, IELTS reading, feature matching techniques, give you kind of shortcut to understanding it because, well, it sounds simple, but it has some twists.
Yeah. And what's interesting here, I think, is that it's not just about test strategy. It's really about learning to spot different kinds of information. Before you even start skimming, you got to ask, am I looking for a fact?
Right, something you can prove, like
Yeah.
a statistic or a date.
Exactly. Or is it an opinion, someone's view, maybe using words like I think, or it appears, or maybe it's a theory.
Like a hypothesis, something proposed but maybe not fully proven yet.
Precisely. Knowing which type of feature you're after, that's like your first clue. It tells you what kind of language to even look for in the text.
Okay, that makes sense. That's a really vital first step. Our source talks about a clear process, and classifying it first really helps you focus. So step one then, practically speaking, is skim the answer statement, right, and highlight the key words.
Yes, but it's a bit more than just highlighting words. When you highlight keywords in that answer statement, you're also confirming the type of feature again.
Uh,
So if the statement says, I don't know, Dr. Jones's novel hypothesis, okay, that's a theory. Or if it's like visitor numbers dropped by 10%, well, that's clearly a fact.
got it. So classifying it helps you zero in on what kind of evidence you need from the main text.
Exactly. It sets your internal radar, so to speak.
Okay, so we figured out the feature type, highlighted keywords in the answer statement. Next step seems obvious. Scan the main text for those keywords, or is there a trap there?
Well, that's where the real thinking comes in. You do skim the text for related keywords, yes. But, and this is the crucial bit, step 3, really, you have to make sure the meaning matches up.
Meaning, not just the words themselves.
Precisely. The source really hammers this point. They might use synonyms or paraphrase the whole idea. The answer might say a significant drop in exports, but the text might describe it as overseas sales plummeted dramatically.
Ah, okay, so same idea, totally different phrasing. You're checking the concept.
You got it. You're verifying the idea, not playing word match.
Okay, so verify the meaning, then you just, repeat that for all the answer statements?
Yeah.
Sounds pretty methodical.
It is methodical, but here's the curveball. The thing that makes this technique, genuinely tricky, and probably the biggest takeaway from the source material for you, the listener.
Go on.
The answers are almost never in order in the text.
Ooh, okay, that is a big deal.
It really is. Unlike some reading tasks where you can kind of follow along paragraph by paragraph, here, the answer to question 1 might be way down the page after the answer to question 4.
So you can't just read sequentially through the text expecting the answers to pop up in order.
Nope. You need a nonlinear approach. You have to be ready to jump around, which forces you to understand the text more holistically, maybe.
Well, okay, so let's recap then. We've sort of unpacked matching features. First, identify the feature, type, fact, opinion, theory from the answer statement itself. Then, that two-step process. Skim and highlight keywords, first in the answer, then find related stuff in the text.
Remembering always to check that the meaning lines up, using synonyms or paraphrasing as clues.
Exactly, check the meaning.
Yeah.
But the absolute killer point, the one to really remember, is that the answers are likely scattered. They are not in order.
Definitely the key takeaway. You can't rely on that nice, neat sequence.
Which really forces you to engage with the ideas, not just skim mechanically.
And that brings up, I think, an interesting thought for you listening. How often, maybe outside of tests, in just everyday life, do you assume information is presented sequentially when you read an article or a report?
Yeah, good question.
And what might happen if you started to challenge that assumption? If you looked for connections non-linearly, could it actually change how you absorb information, maybe make you a sharper reader overall?
Something to definitely mull over. How challenging that default sequential thinking might open up new ways of understanding.
Worth thinking about.